Well, welcome to today's podcast. We're in a different venue. We're here in the Hullabaloo Fun Bus. Yep, this is the bright orange camper van that belongs to me, and we just thought we could go on the roads today. It was a really bad day to go on the road because it's snowy, icy, frosty, and probably couldn't have picked a worse time. The idea was we'd brew up in the van and that we'd be able to show you all the facilities, but actually the weather just isn't up to it. So we're going to invite you to grab a brew and join our crew. So we do have all the usual things here. They're just not in shot. So we do have microphones and everything here, but it's just the way it's all set up a little bit differently. And we are this is actually a bed here. So this pulls down into a bed. So if we all get a bit tired, we could have a snooze, couldn't we? We've also got the shortbread biscuits here. These are from Christmas. So so if we get peckish, we can tuck in there. So this is the Teach Hullabaloo Music podcast for January, and it comes off the back of the product, Teach Hullabaloo Music. And I don't know if we mentioned it last time, but we won an award in November. So won a prestigious award. We're getting rave reviews. And this podcast is for anyone who loves music, anyone who's a primary school teacher, or anyone with primary age children. So let's give the warmest of welcomes now on this icy day to today's guest, Sue Stewart. It's actually quite cold in here, isn't it, now? As soon as you take the fan heater off, but we can't have the fan heater on at the same time or you wouldn't hear us, so we're caught between a rock and a hard place here, aren't we? Yeah. Anyway, if we put out, we do have coats down here as blankets. I told you it'd be a bit different today, didn't I? So we're going to need these brews to keep us warm. Anyway, Sue, how do we know each other?
Oh gosh, teach training, isn't it?
Go on, how many years is that? Work it out. 10.
I can't say it. It's too long
No,
ago.
it's too long ago. It's a very long time ago, actually, isn't it? I know.
Yeah, but it's a long time now.
I know. So we know each other from St Martin's College. Yeah, up the road in Lancaster. And so, what do you do?
What do I do now?
Yeah, go on, confess.
I'm retired now.
Retired?
Only just.
She's only just retired, yeah.
Yeah, I've taken early retirement.
Yes. So what were you doing for all those years before that?
34 years as a primary school
Oh,
teacher.
gosh. Okay.
I know.
So I brought you on as a voice of experience.
Well.
Yeah. Well, I brought you on as a music subject lead for a long time. I thought we could pick your brains and that we might have a few words of wisdom for any newbies who are coming into the role, and also just to generally talk about your career and your music and all that kind of thing. Okay. So what we do is we've got various features that are regular features. Some I've dropped this week, others I've added in. But the first thing I want to do is we often have a fun fact. Okay. And I thought, because the weather is there's someone moving the bins out there, do you know? Can you hear it? That's what that noise is, by the way, everybody. People are moving bins. That's the joy of being on the road, you see. You just don't know what's going to happen. It's not a controlled environment in the same way, but anyway, okay. So I've got a fun fact for you. Did you know that ice can sing?
No, I didn't know that ice can sing.
It's a funny one, that, isn't
whistling?
it? Yeah, well, what it is, it's so scientists have found a way to work out when in Antarctica the ice is melting, and when they can measure the global warming. This is part of how they're working it all out. Okay, so they've recorded these eerie, I'll talk loudly to drown the bins out. Loud they've recorded these eerie singing noises coming from ice shelves in the Antarctic. So this song is created by the wind.
Okay.
It whips across the snow dunes, causing them to rumble and vibrate. And it sounds like singing.
Right.
You'd love to hear an example, wouldn't you?
Yes. Go on.
Sadly, I don't have one for you. No, I've got a very interesting book where this was indeed a fact, but unfortunately, because this is a high-tech work that's going on, I couldn't actually find any examples of it. Right. So we're just going to have to take it on trust that this is actually true. Yeah. They've buried sensors deep into the snow so that they can check these vibrations in the ice. And as the song rumbles on, it helps these scientists to track the changes which indicate the melting and so on. So I just thought that was a really good one for today because of all the ice, snow, everything else that's been going on. I actually just flew back from Qatar yesterday, and it was touch and go whether the runway would be open or not. And it was one of those situations where when we landed, we all clapped. And I hate that. Normally, I'd be like, why are you clapping? But we were just so relieved because we'd circled that many times that we were kind of thinking, are we ever going to get down? And that's, you know, but that's England in the snow, isn't it?
Yeah, you just don't know.
Just don't know. Just can't cope. So, are you missing teaching? Oh, okay. Is it the routine you miss, or
I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the actual having something to do, but I'm managing to fill my time.
You're filling your time.
Yeah.
You can tell.
I think I miss the people that I worked with.
Okay.
More.
Yeah. Big shout out to Sue's ex-colleagues there. So, so what we're going to do now is a regular feature that's called Look at a Book.
Right.
Look at a book. Look at a book. Look at a book. Look at a book. Look at a book.
So normally we look at a picture book. But this time I've gone for something a little bit different. This is more upper key stage 2. So it's a bit of a non-fiction novel, this one. This is called The Piano at the Station, and it's by Helen Rutter. Okay, so I'll hold it up there because I know that some of you like to order these books, put them in your cart on Amazon. So it's Helen Rutter, The Piano at the Station. Do you want to know about it?
I do.
Okay. So basically, I've read it, as you would hope. Now what I can't do is obviously read it out because that's breaking copyright, but I can tell you kind of what it's about, and if you fancy picking up a copy. This is about a girl called Lacey. And Lacey is from a dysfunctional family, and that all comes through the story, and she's always in trouble at school. So I think the idea is that it sets the scene of her getting into trouble, that kind of thing, until Mr. Day, the music teacher, she sort of, under his guidance, falls in love with playing the piano. And it's a lovely story from that kind of point of view. Bad girl turned good, kind of thing. But the other thing is that that she, once she's started to play, she sees a piano at the station one day, and that reminded me. Now, have you been watching that programme that they've had on that series, The Piano? No. So it's the one with some people listening and watching will have watched this. So it's a series that Claudia Winkleman is the host, and it had Lang Lang and Mika sort of ensconced away somewhere up in some dark room where they couldn't be seen, and they put a piano there and they had people coming along and playing. It's brilliant. If you've never seen it, I can recommend it. And they did a Christmas special as well, which was lovely. So it reminded me of the piano, with it being at the station. And basically, I'm not going to kind of tell you what happens. I don't want to spoil it, really. I'm going to read the blurb on the back as well to summarise. So, Lacey Layton, smart tongue and quick temper, constantly getting her confined to isolation at school. But there's a lot more to Lacey that most people never see. When she gets sent to lunchtime music lessons to keep her out of trouble, she discovers a love and talent for the piano that opens up a whole new world for her. There's a song there. Just as she's really beginning to make progress, her music teacher has to leave. Oh, which throws Lacey back into turmoil. Will she go back to her self-destructive ways, or will music offer her a way to save her from herself? So I thought this was a really, really nice book to have in your library at school, or if you've got children who are around 10, 11 years old, it's a really good different read. So so that is our look at a book.
Look at a book. Look at a book. Look at a book. Look at a book. Look at a book.
Shall we have a biscuit?
You can do.
What do you reckon? Shall we open the biscuits now? Let's open the biscuits now.
Why not?
See, these are, it's this lovely, this was a Secret Santa.
Oh, very lucky.
Yeah, and in it we have shortbreads. Wonder what people's favourite biscuits are who are listening and watching. What do you reckon? Shortbread should be up there somewhere, shouldn't it?
Definitely.
Right, I'll let you have the one I haven't touched.
Thank you very much.
Okay, it's that one at that side. Help yourself. Why not? Very nice. Okay, so obviously this is going to make talking quite difficult.
I was going to say, do you want me to eat?
No, have a bite. Have a bite. So music. So you were studying music. Were you doing music as you mean? Okay. So teacher training with music.
You did as well.
I did as well.
We both.
Yeah, we did. But you were the year above me, weren't you? Right. Yeah. You always have that extra year on me, won't you?
Yeah.
How rude.
To be fair. So instruments.
Yeah.
What do you play, Sue?
Well, I started violin when I was at primary school. And piano. And obviously violin won, as in I could keep going with that one. I got further. I got further in my violin.
Right, okay.
And managed to get, worked my way up to grade 8 with violin.
Right.
Which then got helped when I went up to teach training.
Okay.
So yeah, piano wasn't as good. Whereas you with piano, were you piano?
Piano and flute.
So that was it.
Yeah. I started on flute actually, because I had 2 grade 8s, so it was a which do I go with?
Yeah, well,
and
mine was decided for me.
Yeah, well I went with flute, but that was a mistake. And then I went with piano. That was it. I went with piano.
Yeah.
And I struggled with the teacher was very kind of it was all very sort of technical.
Yeah.
And he had a very technical focus, whereas I was more about just get through it.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of approach.
Yeah.
So I swapped to flute because we had to do a performance at the end of the course, didn't we? I remember that, and I did flute. And I the only reason I remember is because I decided I needed floaty clothes to perform in. You know, to look with the flute. I always thought it was a bit more floaty.
Okay.
So I remember I got this lovely floaty skirt. I can see it now in my mind. It was a kind of it had hints of jade green and it was lovely. So it didn't help the performance, mind.
But you felt better.
I did. I felt like I looked like a flautist. You know, I'm not sure what flautists look like. What do violinists look like? Do you think?
I don't know.
No,
I've not got an image of that.
You haven't got.
I can see it with the. Yeah, it goes with the flow.
Goes with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you still play?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did. Did violin through at teach training. All the way through to that, and played in orchestras. And whilst you were at teach training, we had to play in the orchestra. That was part of the course, wasn't it? And then when I left and then went into teaching, that was the first time I didn't actually have to play in an orchestra, because back at high school you'd play in the orchestra.
Of course you do,
in teach training you had to play. But I actually found out then that I actually missed it. Right. Okay. So joined an orchestra. Blackburn Symphony at the time.
Right.
And played till I had children, and then obviously you don't have time. But started back up again recently.
Oh, okay.
Can't say I'm as good as I used to be, but yeah.
Are you getting back into it?
Yeah. So I'm a member of South Ribble Strings now, so we play.
Super.
Yeah.
And do you do concerts?
We do concerts, yeah.
What kind of place? I'm going to move the biscuits out of the way in case they're wrong shot.
We've just done like an afternoon tea.
Oh.
So we'd make an afternoon tea and then perform
Oh, nice.
for an afternoon. Yeah,
Did they let you
fun
have
tea.
any of the food while you were there?
Yes, got fed
Oh,
as well.
you got fed? That's
Yeah,
always
get
good,
fed as
isn't
well,
it?
Yeah. So we've done 2 of those. We've
Yeah.
done last year and we've done 2 last year was. Yeah.
Good. And you're enjoying your violin again?
I am.
So that's the sort of thing you can do in retirement?
Yeah.
Yeah, get back to
Get
playing.
back to play. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
get back to playing and then having time to practice.
Well, yes, there is
Because
that side of
when
it,
I was working, I didn't have much time to practice. So it wasn't as good.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who's got a child who's just started the violin and it's causing a lot of
It's hard.
pain?
Oh,
like bleeding ears and stuff like that.
I do feel so. When my mum, my mum, when we were practicing, and she it sounded awful at the start. It does sound awful. And the hand on heart, it's not good. She never moaned once.
No.
But it's just a phase you have to go through, isn't it?
You do.
Phase you have to go through. So no, persevere, keep going.
Did you know that I played the violin and the viola?
Yeah, I think I do.
Did you?
I think I do. Yeah.
That was at high school. So I'd got the old flute was well on and the piano was well on, and I decided I wanted another instrument. Yeah. So when I went to high school and the opportunity was there and it was violin, and I think I got to about grade 4.
That's good.
So I did do a few years at it, but I just there was too much going on by then. If you've got piano, you've got flute at a decent level, you just have to
time,
you have to prioritise, don't you? Now I know you're in a choir as well, aren't you?
I am, yeah. That's another one because I was in the choir at primary school and then high school and then sixth form and then college. Teacher training, college. It was one of those you had to do it because you were learning music. You had to be a member of the choir.
Sure.
And it was another one that when I left and started teaching, it was like, oh, actually, I do want to sing in the choir.
Yeah,
so
I want to do it.
Yeah. Joined a choir.
Yeah. Local choir.
It was in Preston.
Yeah.
And then that stopped obviously when I had children.
Yeah.
But then obviously I've started back up in another choir now, so singing Horn in Harmony. So yeah, you sang in the choir as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I actually sang with Preston Cecilian Choral Society.
That's fancy. That's fancy.
Yes, the
one.
same one with the long white dresses and the blue sash. That's the one.
Or was it blue Was it blue dress and white? Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, I had a long white dress.
long
Yeah,
white
because I
dress.
felt like an angel floating about in this long white gown thing. Yeah, full length they were as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Gosh, they probably still are.
I don't know what they are now.
But they're still, I know the choir's still around.
But it's still active, yeah.
And I think the good thing with the choir is it does broaden your repertoire as well.
Just thinking that, because at teacher training we sang so much, and you open to so many different repertoires that you then develop a love of music, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
You do. It is good.
Yeah, I mean, we did Elgar's Dream of Grontius with the Sicilians, and I still sometimes choose to listen to it.
Yeah.
Because I it's just very powerful music. So, do you have a favourite piece of music?
I like so much. I can't say
just one. Is not just one.
No.
What would you choose to listen to if let's just say you were feeling on top of the world? You know it's a really good day. What piece would you put on? Do you think?
I think I'd just tune into the radio.
You just let it choose
just
for
let
you.
it choose. Yeah, as decisive as
just
I
very
am.
eclectic.
I like such a range. I can put any radio station on, and I can listen to. I think I can listen to so many different types of music. I'm quite chilled on.
Yeah. That's great. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to eat your shortbread now, because we're going to do our next slot, which is mystery musical instrument.
Okay.
Right, okay, it comes in a bag. So this is the slot, Sue, where we look at an instrument that isn't very common or that people might not have heard of. We've had a range of different ones. Now this one here I thought was quite interesting. It comes in this bag here, and let me get it out of the bag and show it to the camera. Okay, can you see that there? So it's a nice colour, isn't it? It comes with this little beater just to demonstrate with. However, it doesn't actually need a beater to play it, because do you know what it's called? Any ideas?
Mini drum.
Mini drum. It is a mini drum. It's but it's actually a rain drum.
Oh,
it's a rain drum. Now this rain drum captures the sound of the rain. It's to be put outside.
And as the raindrops.
Yes, and as the raindrops, that's what you would hear.
Lovely.
So imagine these are raindrops, what the beater's doing. So you have it out in your garden and you play this. Well, you don't play it, the rain plays it. So and they always have a write-up, so I always read out what it says, because we obviously then acquire them. And I've got quite a selection now. I'll probably end up giving them away to a school or something as a little bundle. So, but it says that they are crafted for outdoor use, so they are durable. And they are sprayed with paint to prevent corrosion and rust, so they shouldn't go nasty and manky outside. It's actually a steel tongue drum. They're handmade of titanium alloy steel. It does feel quite robust, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just put your brew down, have a feel like that. That's quite a sturdy piece of kit, that, isn't it? So it's a garden decoration as well.
Like that.
Yeah. So it's quite a unique little feature. I like the wide application. So I'll read what it says. The rain drum for outdoor has beautiful sound, mellow and moderate volume. The classic soothing melody can relieve pressure, make you feel peaceful in your busy schedule. It's suitable for many occasions. It can be used for sleep. Only if you're sleeping outside. Really?
Okay.
I don't know. Music enlightenment, meditation. So, I think they're bigging it up a little bit maybe here in this blurb. But anyway, so it's a rain drum. How much do you think they cost?
Oh, I don't know.
Have a guess.
£20.
You're not too far away. They're between £15 and £20.
Oh, right, okay.
So if anyone wanted to purchase one, you need to look up rain drum. And that is this episode's mystery musical instrument. Did you finish your biscuit?
No.
Yeah? No, she's not finished her biscuit. No, it's fine. You finish your biscuit off. Finish your biscuit. And I'll just have a slurp of tea.
Okay.
2 hours later.
What made you become a teacher, Suzanne?
Oh, when I'd finished at coming to the end of sixth form college, it was like, and what are you going to do next?
Yeah.
And my mum worked in a primary school.
Right.
So I went along for a couple of weeks, just work experience as you do, and decided that actually the qualifications I had, I could actually get into teacher training. So that's what I did.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it was purely it just evolved.
Yes, right, okay.
Definitely evolved, yeah.
Yes, so it wasn't like from the tender age of 3 you decided you wanted to teach. Okay. And it was always primary, was it, you wanted to do, not secondary?
Yeah, definitely primary.
Yeah. So what was your mum doing in that primary school?
She'd been a nurse, and she'd ended up, she'd had her children become, it was a nursery nurse at the time.
Yeah.
So she was in there doing everything.
Okay.
As a nursery nurse, which is like a...
Yeah.
teaching assistant, isn't
Yeah,
it?
of course. Yeah,
Nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went
Just
along with
went
her
along and decided actually
Yeah.
this is something I could, being in a school environment and teaching and
Yeah.
the music side of things.
Yeah, of
So,
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you ended up being a music subject lead. Did that happen straight away? As
That
soon
was
as you...
because you qualified. That was your main subject.
Yeah,
That's what you went for, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and there's a lot of people in these positions who aren't musicians and haven't got any musical background, and I think that's really difficult because you lack the confidence, and it makes it difficult, doesn't it? So you've always been a music subject lead then? Yeah, you never managed it.
No.
Always.
Yes.
Okay. So what in your opinion, what's the hardest part of being a music subject lead?
The hardest bit is making sure it happens in the curriculum. So it's one of those subjects that does get pushed to one side if you've got other things to do, but it's fighting to make sure it's always happening.
Yeah.
And for lots of reasons, it things happen, don't they?
Oh,
Trying to fit the curriculum into school is hard. But music is one of those that, because staff aren't as confident, they need help. Making sure music was going on.
Yeah,
and children experienced it because it's so important.
Yeah, I think obviously I've done the job myself. I'm a music subject lead, and it was the same then when I was in the role. It's just because it is that subject that people just think you have to be an expert to teach it,
and that confidence.
And confidence,
having the confidence.
Yeah, which is where Hullabaloo came from.
Yes.
So that's kind of the whole point, is to have something that's ridiculously easy to teach, so that teachers who aren't specialists feel like champions.
Yeah.
That they can actually.
And then the children are getting the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Education, isn't it?
Yeah. And what advice would you give to someone who's maybe new to leading music as a subject?
Just embrace music. If you're leading it, if you're coordinating it, using something like a scheme. So you've not got that, oh my goodness, what else? How do I approach it? If you go for a scheme that's got it there for you. I found that staff that didn't have, if they were in schools where there was no scheme, you had to have something to help them. Embrace the scheme, and you learn, and then as you grow in confidence, then you're passing that confidence on to the children. Just to keep
That's it.
Get the support if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think because you looked at Hullabaloo when it was
when you were starting,
when it was a twinkle in my eye, nearly, wasn't it? Really kind of embryonic stage. What did you like about it when you first saw it?
The fact that it's easy to access. Because it's an online resource now, isn't it? Whereas before you had to. Music schemes in the past weren't easy. No. We're not as accessible. But everything is there. The touch of a button, isn't it? So you've got, it's engaging the children and getting them interested in music, because I think that's another barrier, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's easy to use, user friendly and up to date. And interesting. I think those were the things that shouted out to me at the beginning when I first looked. And it's interesting now. It's we launched it last June. It's been out now for over 6 months. So we've got schools who've been using it for a good few months. And there's a consistent message coming back, similar to what you've just said, and the fact that there's such variety in there as well. So it's not the same thing every week, And that's what you need.
It's not formulaic. It's just got so much variety in there, and also like you say, making it relevant. Is really important. So we're going to get the Hullakazoo out now. Okay. It rhymes with Sue.
It does.
Hullakazoo. We could be Hullakazoo. Sue, not zoo. Hullakazoo. Now, I've got here, we're going to do 80s classics.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Okay.
We're you know, we should be able to manage with the 80s. Now, have you played a kazoo before, Sue? Yes?
Yeah.
So you know that you don't blow it, you hum
Just
it.
hum into it,
You've
yeah.
got it, yeah. This is untouched by anyone's lips. This is a new kazoo.
Okay.
That rhymes as well. It's a new kazoo, Sue.
Nope.
What about the kazoo, Sue? I didn't even realise before I said it that your name does rhyme. Right, so this is a little game where you're going to choose from this list a song, and you're going to Hullakazoo it for me, and I'm going to see if I can guess what it is.
Right.
How does that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, doable?
Yeah,
Right.
I think so.
Have the kazoo. Look, it
Right.
matches.
How did I know that?
Look at that. And it's a blue new Hullakazoo for Sue.
Oh.
Honestly.
There's no
Just
end to this talent.
rhyming away.
Couldn't write it.
You couldn't write it. No, I haven't. That's why you can tell. Right, okay.
So
So,
I've got to choose one on here.
one on here that you think I'll know. Some are a little obscure, but I didn't
I
have
was gonna
time
say that.
to remove them. So just go for one that you think I'll know, but don't give me too much. Just enough to kind of, you know. While you're doing that, we played this. Well, we did a 90s Hullakazoo at the office.
Yeah.
A Christmas game, didn't we, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. That was quite entertaining, really. There was I couldn't, the correlation between what was on the card and what people were doing was
awful.
sometimes. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Anything there that you think?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Here we go. And we're off. Oh. Oh, come on, Eileen. Well, I confess. Yes, I've got it. Come on, Eileen. Excellent. Well done, Sue. That's brilliant. Okay, we're going to do 3. So pick another. Pick another.
It's how they start. I can't think of the begin. I hope you can
Yeah,
scrub this bit out.
You don't have to go straight from the top. You can cut in at chorus or, you know. Da, 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 da. No, okay, do it again. Do it again. Go on. Go on, do it again. It's better when it's a challenge. Go on. I'm looking on the list now, thinking, okay. Well, it's not should I stay or should I go,
No,
is it?
it's not.
No, I've worked that one out. Not girls just want to have fun, is it? No. Okay.
I know I said that I can't remember the beginning of it, so I've just gone for the...
One more time, go on.
Is it ABBA?
ABBA's not on
No.
the list.
Oh.
If ABBA was on the list, I'd be alright.
Yeah, no, it's not ABBA.
I was
no.
only born at 80s.
Yeah.
That's my excuse.
No, ABBA. Do you know, I watched a thing on the plane about ABBA, funnily enough.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Yesterday, on the plane, it had this two-part thing about ABBA. It was very interesting. I learnt a lot about ABBA. But anyway, that's just, yeah, it's only because you said ABBA. Right,
I
okay.
could just do with Googling it first, couldn't I? And then...
Which one is
What
it?
the side of a lane? Listen now.
Which-
Oh, I've got it.
Let me just go and listen to the start of it.
Which one is it? Go on, tell me which one it is. Oh!
But I can't remember the beginning. That's what I said to you, like.
I've got a kazoo down here as well. Oh, yeah. Right, so, shall I do what I would do?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, now you've told me though. I've got it.
Right, okay.
I've got it. Right, third one.
Third one.
And I'll join in with you if I think I've got it. All right.
Okay.
Yes, got it.
Got it.
Got it. Bit of Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. Love it. Excellent. Well done. Hullakazoo. Hullakazoo, rather, not zoo. Excellent. Right, now we always finish with what we call the questions. So it's the same questions that we ask every episode, and we get completely different answers, which is brilliant. So, and you have had these in advance.
All right, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm hoping you've had a chance to have a little think. The first one is the one about food. So if you had to eat one food or a dish daily for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Fish.
Fish. Okay.
I love fish.
You love anything fishy.
Anything fishy.
Okay. So does that include seafood as well?
So well, now there are some seafoods that I wouldn't go. You know, like you know, your little pick and mix of.
Oh right, cockles, mussels, all that. No,
that's definitely a no.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So
fish
like sea bass.
Oh
and, and tuna and stuff like
anything.
that. Anything that is anything if it swims.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah. And you know what they say at Slimming World?
What?
If it swims, it slims.
All right.
Yes, it's a little yes. So anyone out there, if you're at Slimming World, that'll ring a bell with you. That'll resonate. That will, yeah. If it swims, it slims.
Yeah. No.
Okay. So if you could take a trip anywhere, next question. Where would you go and why?
This week, if I could take a trip anywhere, I'd go to Australia.
Oh.
Because my daughter's out there.
Oh,
And I've not
yes.
seen her for a month.
Oh.
So, yes, that would be my go-to
Okay.
this week.
Yes.
But once she's home, I don't think it would be Australia.
No, so it wouldn't be Australia. So let's just imagine that she's home.
Okay.
Where would your trip be then?
Right to the very tip of Scotland and go over to the islands.
Oh, yes. Can I come?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want much. I'd be
No,
quite
no.
happy going up there.
Me
It's beautiful
too.
beaches. Yeah.
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 For sure. Excellent.
That'd be mine, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, we'll get it planned. If you could meet, this is the last question, if you could meet any musician or composer, dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
Again, this is a really hard. I found this one really hard.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I do admire anybody that is very, very, very talented in music. I'm just an average, you know what I mean? So people that got that talent to compose and make music, I'm in awe of. I'd say anybody with a flair. I love Elton John's music because he's just such a fab pianist.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that, do you know what I mean? So that draws me in.
Yeah.
I do like any sort, you know, and so I think if it would be what sort of who you'd meet, I think somebody like that that's very talented on the piano.
Yeah. Yeah. And would you, what kind of things would you ask them? Because you'd have to talk to them, like, you wouldn't be able to just go like, whoa, you're amazing, and just sit and stare at them.
No, to find out what's inspired him to do the music.
How's he got to where he's got to, kind of, I guess so.
And the inspiration for writing his songs and the music. I just,
Yeah.
I think that'd be one of mine. There's loads.
Yeah.
That'd be one.
Yeah. It was really interesting when I watched the ABBA thing yesterday, and there was one piece that I'd really forgotten about, and it was Thank You for the Music.
Yeah.
I've not heard it for ages and ages.
that one.
And I just thought, what a cracking song that is. That is such a great song, isn't it? And it's the memories you have with different songs, isn't it?
And those songs that stand the test of time, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it was funny because they played that piece when I left Savick.
I was going to say it's one of those. That
We've
done that for somebody that left.
And it's just kind of it's just really good memories. Really good memories. Okie dokie. So I've done really well because I've gone through this whole podcast without mentioning all my bites to you. Can you see them here?
Okay.
Can I show them on camera? Or is that going to put people right off? I bet you can't see them, can you? Do you know what? I got bitten to death on the plane yesterday. I've got them all over. Yeah. Got one on my ear. Can you see it?
All right, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly.
On the
So
plane.
I've gone through the whole podcast without itching or whatever because I literally it's fleas or what do they have on planes that they shouldn't have? Fleas? Mosquitoes? Well, I'm not going to tell you which airway it was because they might sue me, but honestly, terrible.
That's not good.
So I've had to actually let the cat out of the bag there, to be honest, and because I really need to kind of have a good old scratch at these. But they only appeared after I got off the plane yesterday.
Right.
And I was fine until then, so there we go. Anyway, I'll shut up about my spots and my itching now, because that's really not very pleasant, is it, at all? So, we're pretty much done. Hey,
Okay.
you survived.
Survived.
Well done. Yeah, we're coming to the end of the podcast. So, don't forget, folks, to tune in on the 19th. When I'm going to be joined by another special guest, and all that remains is for me to say thank you very, very much,
Pleasure.
Sue, for coming along to the Hullabaloo Fun Bus.
It's fabulous.
Braving the elements as well, and and it is getting slightly chilly now, so it's good job we're wrapping up.
It is.
So thanks very much, and we'll say cheerio. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello, here we are in the Hullabaloo Fun Bus.